and omniscient, knowing without sight or thought. Omniscient does not need sight, does not need thought to know things. It knows in its own right. And indecipherable omnipotent and indecipherable omnipotent. You cannot be coded out. That omnipotence cannot be coded out, deciphered, coded out. You see, it cannot be. You see, a mystic form that could contain the world. A mystic form that could contain the world. So see the hugeness of this form. The hugeness of this form that could contain the worlds, not one world, all the world. Love was in her wider than the universe. Her body could contain. You see, this is the description we have got of Savitri in the second canto of the symbol dawn, after the symbol dawn. You see, the issue. A mystic form that could contain the world, yet make one human breast is passionate shrine. Now, that form is so wide that it can hold all the worlds in it. But then it has the power to become small and live in a human breast, as if that human breast is its shrine. In other words, that descent is coming and living in him as if it is his shrine. You see, as if it is shrine. The form is very big, very large, omniscient, which knows without sight, thinking and all that thing. Omnipotence is there, a mystic form is there. Drew him out of his seeking loneliness into the magnitudes of God's embrace. God's embrace. Now, drew him out of his seeking loneliness. He was looking for solitude, for silence, for aloofness. Now, beyond that, he has to come back into the dynamics and wideness of this existence here. And therefore, that is possible only when that form finds itself in the shrine. It makes that human body of his now its shrine and resides there in it. You see. Yet make one human breast, that is Ashwapati, who has gone up there, you see, is passionate shrine, passionate. Passionate does not mean the passion in which we are free. Passionate means which has an intense commitment to do certain things. Intense commitment to do certain things. Passionate. The gods drove Agni, sent Agni into the human breast with their passion. How had the immortal come and started living in the mortal? Agni was sent by the gods. Agni was told, go and live in the mortal. And therefore the mortal started growing. The psychic being, that is how it entered in him. And then it started growing up, you see. Now, God sent Agni in their passion, in their commitment to creation, in their kind of responsibility to do certain things for this creation. They sent Agni. Yes, you had to go there. It is because the gods sent him into the human breast that human progress, human evolution is possible now here. That is what the Rigveda says. Agni was sent by the gods into the human. But now here, Ashwapati is already there. What is this? It is the divine form itself which has now made this house his shrine, and he is doing the work. You yet make one human embrace is passionate shrine. Passionate shrine, you see, that's the whole thing. That form and shrine. That figure, Murti. Form is Murti. Deity, statue, what do you want to call it, you see. Murti. Form that could contain the world, yet make one human breast is passionate shrine. Drew him out of his seeking loneliness into the magnitudes of God's embrace. Now, God's embrace, because God will embrace every creation, every aspect. You can't remain aloof and alone. Everything is contained here. So now it is with that descent, Ashwapati can embrace the entire creation in his bosom and do his work there. And to the magnitudes of God's embrace. See, magnitude is not one measure, two measure, many measures of embrace. Many measures of embrace. See. And to the magnitudes of God's embrace, as when the timeless eye announces the hours. Yeah, timeless eye, announce the hour. Timeless and hour. Hours will go away only with that timeless eye, you see. When we have got that sight, that vision, omniscience. Abolishing the agent and the act. Karta and karma. Agent is karta, the doer of work. Act is the work. So there is neither the doer of the work, nor the work. Abolishing the agent and the act. So now his spirit shone out, white, blank, pure. So now his spirit shone out, white, blank, pure. What a wonderful line. So now I am his spirit, I am shone, again I am out white, another I am blank, pure, spondy. So it gives you a forceful assertion of the whole thing, you see. So now his spirit shone out, white, blank, pure. His vacant mind became an empty slate on which the universal and soul could write. Empty slate. So that is what we used to have in our childhood, you see. We used to have a slate and we used to write and then empty out, clean it and write another thing, you see, lesson after lesson. We were not given papers and notebooks. In those days, we had slates, you see. You are also slate, yeah, that's right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, huge big slate like that, yeah. And then there was special pencil like that, we used to write on that, you see. But they were very breakable, very fragile. If you drop it, that was empty slate, blank. Empty here stands for blank, without any writing on it. A slate is empty does not mean that the slate is empty. The slate is without any writing on it. His vacant mind.
Who was the timeless eye?
As man a timeless eye, he is giving an example. He is giving a simile. The timeless eye of the infinite.
Timeless eye is the infinite.
Of the infinite. Of the eternal. Of the eternal. As man a timeless eye of the eternal. The way the eternity will look at the passing hours. The way the eternity will look at the passing hours. What does it look? In that look, there is neither the worker nor the work, agent nor act. So now his spirit shone out white. In other words, now his spirit has now started seeing with that eye of eternity. His spirit has started seeing, and therefore it's a blank slate. Pure, blank, pure. His vacant mind became an empty slate on which, see, that is the thing. You have to completely empty out yourself. Then only you get it proper inscription. Then only you get it proper inscription. The mind has to become absolutely silent. Mind should not make its own formulations. See, the mind is active and starts making some formulation. If something is coming, it will jump upon that and try to do this, try to do that thing. Mind has to be absolutely quiet. This is something more beyond the empty mind, beyond the silent mind. Beyond the silent mind. His vacant mind, vacant mind became an empty slate on which the universal and soul could write. Universal, the cosmic. Vishwa Purusha. Soul alone, who is alone, could write. All that represses our fallen consciousness, all that represses. I mean, now this is what is happening. Now from below there are agents who will interfere, who will repress things also. all that represents our fallen consciousness was taken from him like a forgotten load. Well, he was carrying that load, but now he has become empty, pure. She has said, empty, blank, pure. He was become empty, blank. All that represents our fallen consciousness, was taken from him like a forgotten load. So now, who has taken that thing? And that is the power of the descent. The power of the descent has achieved that thing for him, was taken from him. By whom? By the descent. A fire the same, the body of a God. The fire the same, the body of a God. Body of a God, that is the fire. The fire looks like the body of a God, you see. It is not just flames. It is not just one fire, but as if that whole thing is the body of a God.
Sometimes the bonfire.
Yeah. You see, it's kind of a body of a God which you see there, you see.
Figures inside.
It's not just empty, it's vibrations. You see as if there is a kind of deity, there is a form, there is a murti, you see, present there. The same. The body of a God. Now, this is a very original phrase. Fire looking like a body of a God. Fire looking like a body of a God. Very original kind of an occult description. Very rare. You don't normally see. See, you see Agni and all that thing, but there is no form, figure, fixity as such there, you see, contours. In the Rig Veda, there is a mention of Agni having his back of light. His back is of light. By the way, this phrase, what we have seen earlier, because now as I opened my book, 21.3, and underwent a new and boundless change. Underwent a boundless change. 21.3, last line. Now, boundless. Now, this boundless is, of course, without boundaries, without limits, without shores, without borders. This word boundless appears 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in Savitri. 5 times in Savitri, boundless. The first appearance is boundless self, 8.15. Boundless time, 16.9. Boundless change, that is what we got, 21.3. Boundless sea, 79.35. The sea which has no shore, 79.35. Boundless vast, Brahat. It has no boundaries at all anywhere. Brahat, boundless one, 89.51. 89.51. That boundless appears 5 times in Savitri. Body of a God is what we are trying to see. A fire, that is of course an I am, that same and I am. The Ba and I am. D-O, Spirit, and then a God and I am. A fire, the same, the body of a God. Now, fire pure and purifying. This fire is not only pure, but is also purifying. Fire that purifies is called Agni Pavaka. Agni the purifier. That itself is pure and makes you also pure. You see. Agni Pavaka. Purifying. With his back of light. With his back of light. That is what the Rig Veda says. Rig Veda, Mandala 4. Mandala 5. Sukta 4. Fire pure and purifying with its back of light. Shuchim Pavakam. Shuchi, pure. Pavakam, purifier, purifying. prishtham, back of Agni, of light. Shuchim pavakam drishta prishtham agnim. So that is the description in the Rig Veda, that Agni has a back of light, and it is he who is purifying here. Now here we have got a fire the same, the body of a god. It is not only the back now, the whole body. The whole body of Agni is present here. A fire the same, the body of a god, consumed the limiting figures of the past. Consumed, obviously consumed stands for purification. It has purified. Agni, the purifier, consumed the limiting figure. What does it consume? All that thing limits, narrows you down, figures of the past, and made large room for a new cell to live. That is the work of Agni. It purifies and then prepares you for larger aspects of existence of life. Unless purification is there, you cannot really make progress also. It is meaningless. Unless you are purified, if the divine powers come, they will get contaminated. They will not stay there also. They will not even come also, you see. Purification is nothing. So, aspiration, rejection, surrender, that is the formula. Aspiration, your will, rejection, all that comes in the way, remove, throw away, purify. That is the work of Agni. Aspiration of the physical, the rejection in the physical, the rejection in the vital, the rejection in the mental, their rigidities all go away, you see. Once that is ready, then the divine power can come and operate. Consume the limiting figures of the past. So, what is the character of this figures of the past? The figures of the past had the tendency of limiting you to the past. The past has a tendency of limiting you to the past. It binds you to the past. It does not allow you to go further, you see. So that is what this fire is doing. A fire is in the body of a god. That is what the fire is doing. And made large room for a new self to live. So you are now something different. So that is how Agni will produce the divine sun in you. What is this new sun, new self? You are reborn as your own son. By the power of Agni, you are reborn as his own son, you see, and made large room for a new self to live.